back to my channel. It is Chelsea Green, and instead of doing a bikini haul or a workout video, I decided, oh wow, that's very crooked. Okay, let me work on that. Okay, instead of doing a bikini haul or a workout video or something like that, I just wanted to kind of talk to my fellow independent wrestlers. I guess I shouldn't say fellow anymore because I'm obviously not an indie wrestler, but there was a lot of things that I took away from my time as an indie wrestler, and that looking back, I would do some things differently. So I wanted to help you guys out and talk about the ways you can make money as a professional indie wrestler. So in my mind, as an indie wrestler, there are 4 main ways to make money. That would be shows and wrestling, of course, merch, social media, and sponsorships. Social media and sponsorships kind of go together, but we will talk about that later. So the first thing I want to talk about is shows. I think the main thing is that as independent wrestlers, you know, we definitely don't want to undervalue ourselves. The minute that Joe Schmo down the road charges $50, you know, that's gonna lower all of our prices. So of course, I think that being open about your pay and asking people around how much they're charging and things like that, I think that that's a really smart thing to do. I don't know why a lot of people get weird about money. I understand if you're contracted, that's a different thing. But as independent wrestlers, everybody kind of needs to be talking openly about pay and raising the bar for everyone, you know, charging a little bit more for everyone, and kind of upping the value of each other. So obviously, pay for your match is one way to make money. But another thing is at shows, you know, we should be getting our hotels and our rides paid for. If you are not, that is something you need to be really, really adamant about. You are going to spend your money, your hard-earned money from bumping, on your Uber rides and your hotel if you don't ask for that from the promoter. That is one thing. It took me a while to kind of get up the courage to start asking for things like that, but that is something that, like, we should not even think twice about. You know what? A promoter can throw you in a cheap ass motel. Trust me, I have been there. I have accepted those cheap ass motels. A lot of my girlfriends have, but I would rather stay in a cheap ass motel than have to pay myself from that $150 I made at a show. So I think everybody needs to be really adamant on their price point and what they include in that price point, which is a hotel and Uber rides, or have the promoter pick you up. Those are big ones for me. And kind of in my last couple years on the indies, the last 2 years on the indies, I was able to figure out ways to, you know, maybe get a girlfriend to come in with me, and we would wrestle each other, and we'd save the money with the rides and the flights, and, you know, get a little bit of a better hotel because we're gonna stay at the same hotel together. You guys can think of those things and pitch it to the promoter, because most of the time they're up for it if it's gonna save them a little bit of money, you know? All right, so moving on to the second thing is merch. Merch is the best way for independent wrestlers to make money. I think it is insane when I hear of a independent wrestler not having a stash of 8x10s in their closet, or stickers, or wristbands, or pins, or t-shirts. Like, that is insane. As an indie wrestler, I know it's hard to afford those things, but start small. Start with 4x6 pictures. Start by buying a Polaroid camera and taking it to shows and charging people for a Polaroid picture. Things like that. There are so many things you can do merch-wise to make you money. There's no excuse. When I first started wrestling, you know, I did have a full-time job and everything. I had a full-time job. I was wrestling. I was in Canada, so I wasn't really that popular around the rest of the world, of course. But gosh, I made so much money sending 8x10s worldwide. I can't even explain to you. I know people are gonna say, whoa, you're a girl, this and that. Okay, I know, I understand, but I was selling non-bikini pictures, okay? So I wrote a couple things down here that I think every indie wrestler should have merch-wise. The first one is pro wrestling tees. Duh. If you don't have one, you're crazy. That is free money, okay? Pro wrestling tees does require, I believe, 10,000 followers to sign up for pro wrestling tees. You have to have 10,000 followers, I believe. However, maybe that's a different video that we'll talk about, you know, how to gain traction on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. Anyway, pro wrestling tees, number one. Man, if you don't have a pro wrestling tees, I don't know what you're doing in indie wrestling. Come on, get on it. The second thing is obviously bringing your merch to shows. So at shows, I will never, ever, ever go to a show without at least 50 8x10s. You never know when someone's gonna buy your entire stack, or when you're gonna have a show that is so ridiculously sold out, when you're going to become the champion of an indie company and everyone's gonna be in line for you, you know, in intermission or at the end of the show. You just never know. I would say 8x10s is the minimum you should have, but I always kind of spent a couple $100s for the year in t-shirts that I would have myself. You know, I would just go online, do my research, find the cheapest and fastest printing company, print some easy shirts, and bring them to the show with me. And that's always an easy sell as well. If you're gonna price point them from $20 to $25, you can usually get away with that. Pro wrestling tees, I know if you have an account, you can order some of those t-shirts and they'll be sent to you, and then you can resell them. So that's great. Also, during the end of my indie days, I brought pins, stickers, all sorts of things. Like, people are really happy to just hand you a 5 or a 10, something really little, just to take something away from that show. So if you do have a sticker that you can sell for really cheap, or a pin, that is awesome. I know Lapelia is the company that I use for my pins. There's so many awesome companies out there that are willing to work with you with designs and things like that. The last thing I have for making money through merch would be Big Cartel. That's something that I've only kind of tapped into in the past year. And gosh, if I could have done that throughout my whole career, I would have made so much more money. Big Cartel is a website. Basically, you make your own little website to sell things through Big Cartel. You're charged $9.99 a month. I think that there's a scale. You can get something for free, you can get something for a little more expensive, but you can put your products online and you ship them out yourself and it goes directly to your PayPal. That is key. So everyone, in my mind, like, why would you not have that? I understand if you don't think you're gonna make that much money, but you're gonna make $9 a month. You really are. So even if you break even, I mean, it's really not that much work. It takes you maybe a couple of hours a month to get everything together and ship it out. It's amazing. Big Cartel, love you. All right, so we've covered making money at shows, making money through merch. The third thing would be making money through social media. This one's tough. I think that this could be a YouTube video all in its own. So I'm gonna combine social media with my last one, which is sponsorships. Basically, I just think that as an independent wrestler, of course you guys are gonna have other things that you have to do in life. You're gonna have other jobs and things like that. But your job should include social media. There is no way that you are going to be seen globally, internationally, whatever it is, if you don't have some sort of social media. Of course, there's always going to be the exception to that, but in my mind, that is the only reason why I made it in professional wrestling. I started out in Canada with, you know, no followers and no links to the wrestling world, and purely through social media, through my Twitter and my Instagram and a Facebook fan page that I ran, that is how I was seen by the rest of the world. That is how I got jobs internationally. if I hadn't have had that, there's no way it would have taken me twice the time to make it to, Mexico, to make it to Japan, to make it to India. So really, you guys, get on social media and get working. Post anything and everything. Saturate people with who you are as a character and outside of the ring. Everyone wants to see both. With that being said, of course you can make money through social media, which is sponsorships. That leads me to my fourth way to make money as an independent wrestler. You really have to work on your social media presence if you want sponsorships. What you have to work on is your target demographic, your audience. You want to appeal to the people that you are trying to sell things to. So if you want to sell supplements, if you want to get supplements for free and you're going to post about them, you need to make sure that those supplements are for people from the ages of 18 to 34 and that your social media appeals to that demographic. That is something that, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, go Google it, go watch some YouTube videos. It's very interesting trying to play around with your audience and your demographic. It's something that I still struggle with and a lot of us try to work on. But that is a way to make so much money through Instagram posts, through tweets, through sponsorship ads, through IGTVs. With that being said, social media and sponsorships, you are going to make money if you are a great presence on social media. You're going to make money because people are going to contact you about doing other things, hosting, being an actress or actor, maybe, I don't know, being a comedian, gross. There are so many opportunities, and if you don't have that presence on social media, I don't know how you think you're going to be seen. Also, you need 10,000 followers to get a pro wrestling tees, okay? So mainly those four things are the four things that I truly believe in. Those are the four things that I think are gonna make an indie wrestler the most money. Shows / pay, merch, and social media / sponsorships. That's hard to say, social media / sponsorships. So if you guys have any sort of comments, questions, anything about what I've spoken about, I have no problem making another YouTube video and going into much more detail. I just wanted to give you kind of the lowdown of how I think that an indie wrestler can make money easy. Those are just kind of the easy little things, and I'm just totally giving you a surface level video. There's so much more to everything that I said, but if you have any comments, questions, concerns, whatever, subscribe, like, or dislike, I guess. Don't do that. This channel, and comment below and let me know, what else you guys want to know about this crazy wrestling world. Thank you guys for watching.